Hello, friends and neighbors. Summer has returned to the city of Toronto, even though autumn has fallen on the Oryx Buffaloes. If you missed last week's or Wednesday's episode, we tried to win a playoff series. Didn't. I'm a little butthurt about that. We also got an expansion draft started. We also saw the expansion draft get announced. And as you can see here on the screen, the Central League was not too thrilled about the Pacific League just adding two teams out of nowhere, especially picking the two teams, or the two locations that make the most sense for expansion in Niigata and Naha in Okinawa Prefecture. So we won't have Interleague this season. We're going to 140 games. We'll play each opponent 20. Each Central League team will play each opponent 24 times. It's also the first year draft, so we're going to be starting off with that. And based on some of the top prospects that are out there, a lot of interesting options. Jin Takayama caught my eye, but I realized after a little while, we basically already have this player. His name's Ryoto Kita. Even though we don't have him on the big roster, he's pretty similar. And then there's Kendai Gen here. Very similar makeup. I'd prefer to have a little more Avoid K, but we'll see if he can platoon with Ryoto Kita. So, as tempting as it is to go for Jin Takayama, I think I'm going to pass. My top choice for this draft is going to be Shinnosuke Sato here. Control's a little iffy. Movement looks great. Ground ball pitcher with 4 decent pitches already, one of which is still improving. And if that changeup develops, it's just found money. And to put up these kinds of numbers with that kind of FIP at Chuo University in the Big Six League, yeah, I'm comfortable with, or I think it's the Tozai League or something like that. So you'll notice I've also gone through and shortlisted a bunch of other players. Daiichi Sugai, that contact bat wows me. I mean, in high school, batting 504 and 495. I mean, yes, your BABIP's over 500, which is kind of ridiculous. But as a high schooler, could turn into something. I also quite like Tamon Kawai's bat profile here. Durable, another high schooler, probably a decent left fielder. Shinohata here just looks like a beast with that range. Like, he's the home run focused cousin to Yuki Sato, who we already have. And then there's Ryusuke Kinoshita, who may be our second round pick. With that out, I mean, then again, we're kind of swimming in outfielders at the moment. Where's the one I was looking at? Ah, there we are. Katsumitsu Miura. Not the greatest outfielder, but a very solid choice for a second baseman, especially with that range and turn double play. So if we get him, we'd probably convert him to an outfielder. So you'll notice draft order has been updated. I've got the draft order up on my screen as well, or in Excel. Every round, even though the rest of us are doing the serpentine order, Niigata and Okinawa will get first and second, and Okinawa will draft first in the expansion draft, which we'll deal with after this. There's the Bears. I got time. Let's take a look at their ballpark. Hardoff Eco Stadium, Niigata. Hardoff is a discount retailer over in Japan. And this is a real stadium. I've tried my level best to replicate it. Couldn't get all the dimensions right, but I like how it's turned out. And then if we take a look at the other ballpark I created in between sessions, Okinawa Cellular Stadium. bit more of a friendly confines feel to it. That rounded out field. But enough. So the hope is for the first year draft we're going to do that I will still be able to pull off an NPB style one. We did it first year. That's how we got Yuki Sato in the first place. But the rule is going to be if more than 3 teams pick the same player, we're not going to do. We're not going to do it. So, the 2 expansion teams will get the first 2 picks. Then we'll rotate the other teams through, see who they would take. Get the draft board up here. And yes, I made the Bears and Spirit flags myself. No copyright infringement intended. So, you'll notice I've got my filter on for filtering out bad personalities and fragile players already. With the first overall selection in the 2023 NPB draft, Niigata Komatsu Bears, their first ever player will be Katsuhiro Oshima. Very, very good choice. I worry about that curveball not developing, but as a ground baller with stamina, if he develops, he is going to be a very strong player for the Bears. Okinawa Kirin. Also taking one of the big arms, Yoshiyuki Yamamoto. Another ground ball pitcher, already has a lot of his stuff built out of Tohoku University, so not quite a local choice, opposite direction of that. Not really a leader type, but his pitches have already developed. Yamamoto would be an excellent option to continue to grow. I mean, he's already throwing 93, 95 miles an hour. So, this is going to be interesting. I may have to reset the draft order a few times because I know Chiba and Yokohama's already locked in for some reason. So, let me hop into edit mode. So our first 2 picks were Hiro Oshima, Yuki Yamamoto. The Tokyo Yakult Swallows will select Shigemasa Matsuda, the right fielder. Ooh. Oh, that's a beefy bat. Okay, I can see why they went for him. Remember, our pick was Shinosuke Sato. And if more than 6 teams pick the same player, we will abandon this approach. Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles would select. Pick someone else just to be safe. Shigemasa Matsuda. This is what I was worried about, folks. The Chunichi Dragons would select. Oh boy. I keep wanting this to work. I really do. And now I feel like I cheated a bit by picking someone different in the first round in 2021. Really that good? I mean, yeah, kind of, actually. Probably could play first, too. Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Would select Matsuda. Okay. Remember, the rule is if more than 3 guys pick him. How did I do that? What did I just do? Folks. There we go. Fixed it. Okay, so we're two teams away from giving up on this concept. On Hiroshima. Someone else. Yes, okay. So we have a contested draft now. Hiroshima Toyo Carp will select Shun Hata. I've got to figure out why my text boxes keep moving. So Shun Hata, someone else I had my eye on. Not much for contact, but you're picking him because you want the defense. All right. Ibalote now. Whoops. Well, I screwed that up. Okay, so Chibalote wants Matsuda. Give me one moment. I have to restart the game. But you could see they wanted Matsuda as well. So just the fact that someone else took a different player means we are probably going to proceed with the NPB style draft. Hopefully we get another competitor for Hata's services. Because if it's everyone picking unanimously, what's the ready point? Okay, back to... I lost the news article I made. Oh well. Could have saved. Oh well. I'll recreate that after the session. Okay. Higata Komatsu takes Oshima. Kirin. Yamamoto. Do it right this time. Ibalote wants Matsuda. Okay. Yokohama DNA Baystars wants Shun Hata. I'm thrilled that we're going to get to do an NPB style draft this time. Saitama Seibu. Hidehise Miyamoto. Ooh, they went for the other ground ball starter. That's an interesting call by the Lions. Maybe I should have been a little more adventurous in my selection. Love to know why my text boxes keep moving around. This makes for exciting television. Alright then. Why didn't I have him on my radar? He's a lefty, too. Oh, he's also a high schooler. Okay. Hanshin Tigers. Want to get in on the Matsuda train. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folks in for Matsuda. I know I said earlier 6 would be the limit, but at least we have a bit more of a contested draft. And like I said at the beginning, my selection is Shinnosuke Sato. Yomiuri Giants want in on the Matsuda deal. Why isn't anyone going for Hiroki Miyahara? 3 good pitches. Oh. Loser personality. Got it. And the back-to-back Japan Series winning Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Boo. We'll select Hidehisa Miyamoto, so we have 2 contested draft picks. But that, actually 3, so Hata, contested. Matsuda, very contested. Miyamoto, contested. Shinnosuke Sato is ours. Let's get our lot drawer ready. So for the services of Shigemasa Matsuda, the options are Yakult, Rakuten, Junichi, Lotte, Hanshin, and Yomiuri. And the team that will get to keep him will be the Chiba Lotte Marines. That is a big, big win for Chiba. I would love to know why things aren't cooperating. So with that taken care of, I mash space bar. Okay. A lot of egg on a lot of teams' faces right now. A lot of people thinking they were going to get services of Matsuda, and no dice. That's confirmed. Chiba Lotte will get the services. Shigemasa Matsuda. Next. Shortstop Shun Hata. Be contested between Hiroshima and DNA. The Hiroshima Toyo Carp will get Shun Hata as their new shortstop. And finally, for this first of the first rounds, the services of the high school left-hander Hidehisa Yamamoto. Two teams are Seibu, Nippon Ham. Please not Nippon Ham. They're good enough as is. They don't need more help. Pants. So that makes it official. The Japan Series champion, Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, have drafted Hidehisa Miyamoto. I'm going to go figure out what the bug is with Twitch Studio here, and I'm going to fix it. So we have the Carp, Marines, Buffaloes, and the Fighters, all moving up. Yep, so Shun Hata, Carp, Ibalate wins the services of Matsuda. Buffaloes, Shinnosuke Sato. The Fighters, Yamamoto. Let's save the game now. I don't want to have to do that again. 6 players selected, 8 teams still to draw. And in supplementary round 1, it's the Swallows drafting first, or selecting first. Now I'm gonna have to have some fun with the draft order importer, I think. Maybe I shouldn't have saved? Well, we'll find out. So, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows in the first supplementary round. Select Hiroki Miyahara, finesse pitcher, 3 great pitches, and if that 4th one develops, there's going to be a lot of crying fans elsewhere in the league. Okay. Hiroshima Toyo Carp would select Shigekuni Aoki, the shortstop. I had my eye on him. Definitely a strong defensive player, and with that contact bat, he's going to be an excellent choice. Wait, why am I choosing for the Carp again? Whoops. Oopsie. The Eagles. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles would choose. Oh, they're also going to go for Shigekuni Aoki. I can get behind that. So far, no contest. No contested picks. Junichi, with their second choice, will pick. Ah, now we're getting into some competitive competition. They want Aoki too. Oh, for Pete's sake. Wonder if hopefully locking the layers will fix this problem. Okay, so we have a contested draft pick in Aoki there. Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks want Miyahara. The DNA Bay Stars are also keen on getting Miyahara. Yahira, sorry. We got ourselves another draw coming up. Cebu Lions want in on Miyahira. Hanshin Tigers want to get in on Shigekuni Aoki. Finally, the Yomiuri Giants will enter the Miyahira draft. So, pretty much a consensus. Everyone wants either Miyahira or Aoki. But for the services of Hiroki Miyahira, we have Yakult, SoftBank. Wait, who did SoftBank pick before? Were they even the draft? Oh boy. Anyways. DNA. Getting sloppy, Tetsuiji. I know. And Yomiuri. The Yakult Swallows will indeed get their man. Hiroki Miyahara be joining Tokyo Yakult Swallows. And for the services of Shigekune Aoki between Chunichi, Anshin. The Tigers get their man. Oops, I forgot to put Rakuten in that draw. Excuse me one moment. Alright, because I bunged that up. Yeah, okay, it's Anshin. So, Swallows will get that choice. Yeah, I'm going to have to go into the editor here at them. One moment, please. How else this works? Yep, looks like it did. So the Swallows will indeed get Yahida. Hanshin Tigers. He gets Shigekune Aoki. Unfortunately, I don't think I can edit draft order anymore unless I punt everyone else into a supplementary round. So let me save again, and I'll see if I can pull that off. Six teams still to draw. All right, so I still can't. I can't unfortunately edit the draft order here. Oh no, I can still do it in CSV format. That's what we will do. We're gonna keep doing this. Toku Rakuten Golden Eagles want Jin Takayama with their third shot. At a first round selection. Junichi Dragons take Haruo Kawamura. Iffy choice. I don't like that movement, but if you're looking for a finesse pitcher, he's probably the last one or the last good one left in the draft. We'll see if we have any more competitions. I'm going to figure out how to mute Excel right now. What do you mean I can't mute Excel? System sounds. Okay, that'll work. SoftBank Hawks. They also want Kawamura. Not have to do that. Go to this extreme if Out of the Park Baseball will just implement this mode normally. Ah, there we go. Okay. DNA Bay Stars. Are going to join in the rally, or the raffle for Kawamura. Saitama Seibu Lions are in on Kawamura. And the Yomiuri Giants will also join the fray. So 5 teams in for Haruo Kawamura. But Jin Takayama will finally go to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. So the Eagles finally get their pick. We have Yakult. Sorry, not Yakult. We have Junichi, SoftBank, DNA, Seibu, and Yomiuri. 5-team draw, 1 player. Team that will have the services of Kawamura is... So it looks like Seibu got their man. And smooth move by the Eagles, too, to sneak in and take Jin Takayama, basically uncontested. Do it often enough, eventually you'll get it right. Rats, Tohoku, you got yourself one heck of a shortstop. Or an outfielder. Seibu Lions will take Kawamura. 4 teams remain. Three of which are Central League teams. So they're going to lose players in the expansion draft. They keep whiffing on their picks here. And we still have the rest of the draft to go. Yomiuri is not used to losing this many picks. Oh, hey, MTSE. Sorry I didn't see you there. I've been debating whether or not to upload these to YouTube. I would just need to get, you know...
an account.
I mean, I have all them saved, so I can always go back to them later. And yeah, it's... Managing baseball is hard, man. I mean, usually I don't even bother with doing... or managing games. I just play the role of GM and just watch. But that's not exactly compelling television. Then again, neither is this. So, hopefully once this first round finishes, I'll be able to be a little bit more active in the chat. Because we still have 4 picks to go before the first round is over. And then we should be able to zoom through. So the Chunichi Dragons. We're now in round 4 of the first round. Daiichi Sugai. The slick hitting, as in over 500 BAPIP center fielder. Interesting choice. SoftBank Hawks. Oh no, are we gonna do another stinking... everyone needs to stop looking at the OSA ratings. I swear. Poor DNA. They've had a rough go. Oh, they may have their pick. Hatsuo Moriyama, the shortstop. He may play better at third, but that bat definitely says shortstop. And finally, hopefully finally, Yomiuri Giants will be in on the draw for Sugai. All right, I'm struggling with the text boxes here, folks. Close enough. So, MTSC, if you go on the Out of the Park forums or the Out of the Park subreddit, you'll be able to find some great guides for what to look for. Like, you'll notice I prioritize up the middle defense. That's for a reason. So, Moriyama has been confirmed for the DNA-based stars. And we're going to get a draw-off for Sugai between Chunichi, SoftBank, Yomiuri. The Giants finally hit on a pick. So at this point, I'm going to let the draft play out once I import in the order. I can't imagine Chunichi and Fukuoka are going to compete over the same player again. DNA-based stars will pick Atsuo Moriyama. Yomiuri Giants will get the services of Daiichi Prince Sugai. And with the last two slots, Junichi will take Toshio Shinohara, who I had my eye on as well. Great defensive center fielder. And the SoftBank Hawks, with the last pick of this first round, that's right, we're finally done, folks. Shohei Matsui. So they went for the power bat. I had my eye on this kid as well. The only flyball hitter in the entire stinking draft. So, here's the order for round 2. Round 3 will be in the reverse order, except for the first 2 picks, which will remain Niigata Komatsu and Okinawa Kirin. So, let's start quickening the pace. Do I go pitcher twice? As you can tell, I selected a lot of pitchers on my short list. So, choices are between Eiji Fukuda as a bullpen guy, Takanibu Matsuda, not liking that control, but 3 pitches are decent. Yosuke Ikeda, flyball pitcher, that's a no for me. And Ryusuke Kinoshita. Kanayama seems like a defensive choice. Did my super fielding guy get drafted already? No, Miura's still there. Do I go out of order here? Oh, hey, Charlie Buck. Didn't see you there. This is a tough call. Because I have plenty of pitchers already. It's just, do I think he's going to fall to me again in a few picks' time? You know what? Yeah, it's reverse order. Go with the best players. I like Ryusuke Kinoshita here. Yeah, you know, it's not a lot of folks who are streaming Out of the Park Baseball on a Saturday afternoon. I know PBE Sim was just going. As you can see from the board here, we just finished up our first round of NPB-style drafting. A lot of interesting contests. We managed to get our guy that we wanted uncontested in the first round. Now that that's done, I can... that. So, I'm stuck. Do I go with Kinoshita here, or... Sumiaki Kanayama? Wow, those batting looks basically identical. Fielding looks better on Kanayama's side, actually. Now, you know what? We're going to go with Miura here. This is our man, and we're going to move him to second base the first chance we get. Welcome to the Buffaloes, Kazumitsu Miura. Pick ahead to our next one. feel like we need to get one of these two starters. Takanibu. Really don't like taking flyball pitchers. I'm going to go with Matsuda here. Now we get into the fun part. Trying to pick up remainders from the dregs. I'm going to go with Akira Yamamoto. Not a defensive guy, but I like that he's not a ground ball hitter like so many of these other Japanese players. High work ethic, high intelligence. It's our man. Akira Yamamoto. Round 5 now. Now, the guys I had previously circled, Chitomi Hasegawa here doesn't strike me as like anything other than a third baseman. We've got Yasuhito Tanaka, who really needs to work on his movement to be useful. Kengo Kawate, bullpen arm, high stamina. He could be a decent stopper. Heitaro Noda, defensive slug. But I'm liking his batting average. Let's get Noda and see if Kawate's still sticking around when he comes back around to us. Nope, he's gone. Continuing my search for bat first guys. Let's go with Hiroyasu Taniguchi. Ground ball hitter. Not much I, but I like the avoid Ks. Round 7. This is about when I draft a catcher, so let's pick Tsubasa Ichikawa here. Round 8. Hey, Tanaka's still around. I'll take him. Round 9. Now, keep in mind, in real NPB, teams don't have to use all 10 of their picks. Some teams just give up and stop after like 6. So let's take Kimura here. And now let's just take whoever's got the best fielding of who's left. Within reason. Like, you know what? Yeah, let's go with Yakumo Fukui. And that will complete our draft. So stick around. We've got an NPB expansion draft coming up momentarily. So of the guys I shortlisted... game. I'm going to take a look at the guys we've shortlisted to see where we're at. The NPB expansion draft. So I have automatic league evolution on for this save. And last offseason, the Pacific League decided to expand. The Central League, a little peeved at that. So in Universe, there will be no Interleague next season because the Central League is peeved that they have to give up players and draft picks for this. Take a look at my short list. Yeah, Akimoto here is going to do well for the Bay Stars. Just, move some folks. Shame Sano never developed. I had hopes for the kid. Being on the short list. We got the guys we want. Some of the guys we wanted in the minors. Oniji Hidai, who I had my eye on, went to Chunichi in the second round. Really liked his bat. Come on, Kawhi. I'm going to have to clear out my short list later. The fact that we were able to get so much of the guys I wanted to get makes me happy. Like, Shinosuke Sato is going to be a fantastic starter for us. Thrilled that we were able to acquire his services. Oh yeah, this is my two-way guy that I drafted last sesh, Isamu Fukuda. I'm eagerly looking forward to putting him to service up with a big club next season. This was an acquisition from a minor league team, Manny Guzman. Again, if he develops, he's going to be such fun. I mean, look at that range. Hamana. I'm going to have to talk with my manager about who he starts and who he doesn't. May have to bring Yamakawa up to the big club if he's going to be doing that. Either him or Kashiwabara. That range, yo. So, expansion draft time. So, of our batters, we're keeping Ali Sanchez, Kenya Wakatsuki, Kinji, Yuhei Fukuda, and Shinya Hirosawa, Yu Mamune, Ryo Nishimura, Hayato Nishiura, Masataka Yoshida. The rest of these guys are free agents, or I don't care. Like, Junta Goto can... If Mogi's a free agent, still wants way too much money. Kyoda is a free agent because he batted like absolute garbage in his 2 seasons with us. Defense can only get you so far in this league, I know that. On the pitching side, we've got Azuma Franklin, who I just added from a minor league team. Hitomi Honda, injured, still on the list. Kyoyama, Takakibara, Tajima Takayasu. Thad Ward, who has been phenomenal for us. Our ace, our Eiji Sawamura Award winner, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, of course. Suguru Iwazaki. Kenma has been a serviceable piece. Free agent, don't care. Gary's good. Mori. I mean, he tries, but he only appeared in 2 starts last season. He may get the nod just because I don't know who else I'd put there. Probably Yamasaki, yeah. Sachia Yamasaki is going to get protected. Yusuke Nomura, don't care if he leaves. Someone else can drive. I mean, he's also under contract for quite a lot, so maybe he doesn't get picked just based on that. Submit our protected list. There's our protected folks. Skip ahead to our salary arbitration. I would love to get this guy, but I have no idea if I ever will. Okay, pitcher. 21 years old, though. Scream flyball, yeah. That doesn't scream to me someone worth keeping. I can't do any moves until we get past the expansion draft anyway. Okay, our appearing time. Tachiya Yamasaki will stay with the team. Come up to the... Now that the roster limitations are gone, we can start moving some guys around. Let's take a look at the off-season center and see who else got let go. Ukyo Shuto to free agency. Wow, that was unexpected. I mean, he's basically Shuhei Fukuda, but worse and faster. That's an obvious understanding why. Mono-named Aito. Decent outfielder, but... yeah, one WAR for the Lions. $490,000. I wouldn't be opposed to taking a flyer on him. Minoru Iwata decided to retire. Naoki Yoshikawa was unceremoniously booted. Fragile, yeah, I wouldn't be putting my money on him anyway. Okay, free agency filings time. Hanshin lost a lot of WAR by free agency. Oh yeah, 40-year-old Brett Gardner still kicking around. Tomoyuki Kaida, former Buffalo, decides to hang up the cleats. Yancheng Wang, back under free agency. Interesting. Kakunaka did well at age 36. Because NPB teams have 9, count them, 9 years of service time required before you become a free agent, although it's 8 here in out of the park. As you can imagine, you don't usually see good players on the free agency board. How much is Yuito Mori asking for? $4 million. Yikes. Surprised Higashihama got booted after such a short time. I'll take a scouting report on him. If he's serviceable, why wouldn't we sign him? I'm just seeing who else is available off the free agent wire. Shota Imanaga. $3.6 million. Flyball pitcher, yeah, not the greatest. 1 HR per 9. Got the teeth kicked out of him, but was able to have a decent season with the Carp. Led the league in K per 9. 6 years at 3.6. That's a tough pill to swallow. Yeah, we lost Mogi, Taishi Ota. Love to get Yuki Matsui back, but 2.2 million. He was asking me for 2.5, so I'm okay with that. I'll have to think about that. Taka Yamakawa, the big man in Cebu, a free agent now. Kendall Graveman, former Buffalo. Akira Okada, former Buffalo. Stefan Romero, former Buffalo. If you're wondering why there's so many Eagles on my team right now, it's because there's so many Buffaloes on Rakuten. Hideto Asamura, 6.2 WAR on his own. He was only able to get barely a minor league deal from DNA, a serious pay cut. He wants to go to the majors, clearly. That's a wait out kind of contract. Sakamoto to free agency. Fragile. Ugh. Okay. My protected list has already been submitted. Okay, so now Higashihama did indeed take a bit of a nosedive in terms of his ratings. Still wouldn't mind taking him. See, when's MLB's free agency? Soon. End of the month. Okay, so I got to keep an eye out on that. As far as I can tell, I have a free foreign player slot available. I'm probably going to put that in for someone who can play outfield or middle infield really well. Because after what we've had, I mean, starting rotation looks pretty solid. And if you take a look at the lineup options, Fukuda finally delivered on his promise last season. I'm wondering if now's the time to maybe sell on him a little bit. Because we got Okuma ready to take over at second or third. Ideally, Nishiuda enjoys a position of left bench. I mean, he's a decent batter. Amazing speedster. 3.8 WAR because he's a Gold Glover in left, but ideally you want more power in left as opposed to defense. I got to think about that. I'm going to flip the order of these two. There we go. Fixed it. Only 16 eligible players? Okay, I may have to roll back a little bit. Oh, goodness. Yep, we are going to roll back and cut some of the... Yep, back all the way before the draft. That was an unexpected issue. I think the issue was that the terms were too permissive. We're gonna have to let our expansion teams eat a little bit. We can't starve them. Only 16 players, my goodness. We may actually have to make some hard choices now. Oh boy. Okay. Back to the expansion draft. So if we lower it to 2 years... Okay, now things make a little more sense. Now there's some option, there's some availability of players. Set it to 1 year. Okay, yeah, so there we go. That's what our choices are going to be. 25 players, 2 years. Actually, given the roster size of what's affected, we're actually going to take it down to 20 players, so...
I'm doing this to myself.
So with that in mind, okay. So Wakatsuki, actually Wakatsuki's a maybe. So Sanchez and Tongu for sure. Inji. Yoshida. Ota. Kuda. Not Mogi. Une. Okuma is protected because he's got fewer service years. Go with Nishiura. And pitchers-wise, Franklin, Koyama, YY, Ward, Kakibata, Saki, Haino, Wilson, Naka, it's going to suck to lose Alexis Ramirez in a draft, but foreign player, what are you going to do? Between Tomiyama and Tajima. It's going to stink to lose Franklin. I just spent money on him. See, now we have some real hard choices to make. Like, maybe we unprotect Ginji. We can keep McGarry. Let's leave McGarry unprotected. Keep both Tomiyama and Tajima. Actually, I'm not even sold on Tajima. I'm okay with losing him. Ramirez, So I got one spot left. Is it McGarry's? I mean, McGarry had a great season last year. 1.6 win probability added. Dream ground baller. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep McGarry. Both Tajima and Franklin. Ay. Okay. Here's my 20 guys. Hopefully this works better now. So protection, yeah, so they can take any of the players on my roster if I don't protect them. There's also a limit in terms of service time, so any player with less than 2 years of service time, like Yuki Sato, is protected automatically. Hey, thank you for the follow, Charlie Buck. Appreciate it. So with that in mind, let's look at calling up Yama and Kyoyama, the Hamao Fujimoto as well. Kita, Kuda, Wabada. These are all guys who I'm expecting to play next season, basically. There we go. Okinawa deserves to draft first because got the Komatsu, had the order in the first year draft. Let's see who else was protected. So who's Chiba Lotte likely to lose? Yohei, Brandon Vicens. That's a Canadian name, sure. Raphael Gladue. Alright, Fukuoka is going to lose. Korean Kim Won-jung. Cross. So they went and kept all their... They were able to keep a lot of their players. Also, wow, that team got bad in a hurry. Kaido Nipponham, Junpei Takahashi, and Takuya Nakashima both exposed in the draft. Interesting choices. Famous bust Kotaro Kiyomiya, ditto. So fighters are going to get ream-rocked a little bit. Only 22 players exposed by the Eagles, and wow, that team got roughed up. Any other surprise unprotections? I mean, let's face it, the two new teams are going to stink. Hey, look, it's
Bobby
Johnson. That can't be a real name. Where's the other B? Totaro Shimauchi. That's probably a mistake. Someone's going to pick him. Kenta Ishida. Swallows got top heavy in a real hurry. Good for them. Bay Stars. So, is there enough in the expansion draft now? 109 players for 70 rounds. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Two new teams are going to stink, but we're good. Franklin and Ramirez are going to get taken, and I'm going to be upset about it, but what can you do? 35 rounds. Okinawa Kirin Spirit, who have basically had to press all of their star draft picks into service. Ryo Watanabe. Hey! Familiar. I got Ryo Watanabe from the fighters in my expansion draft when I played the Shizuoka Arrows. So, familiar face. Good luck. Got Komatsu, Brandon Vicens. Yep, Kotaro Kiyomiya heads to the Spirit after winning back-to-back championships with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham fighters and playing in both of them. There goes Austin Franklin. He will lead the Niigata Komatsu Bears rotation in all likelihood. I bought him too early. Kazuya Ojima goes to the Spirit. Okay. I'd tab him as more of a starter, but Oscar Hernandez, who had one good season for us behind the dish, and then one bad season for us behind the dish, will get to play for the Bears. Like Itajima, yep, spirit, okay. Keita Nakagawa gets plucked off the Swallows after he signed there. I was so pissed off that they nerfed him in Out of the Park 22. In 21, he was like a contact phenom. Yusuke Nomura goes to the Bears, so we lost his services. Hey, freed up some cash though. Shinya Hirosawa goes to the Bears as well. Dang it. Maybe I should have protected him, but it's not like we're lacking for middle infield. Tsuya Yamaashi. I think I traded him. Yeah, he's an ex-Buffalo too. Makoto Kenma. His scouting, like, he looked like he was going to do so well for us, and then he sort of fell off a little bit. He was an important piece back in 2022. He just sort of had to take a lesser role in 2023. Any other names that I'm going to recognize? They got Wakatsuki. I mean, he had 2 back-to-back seasons of negative war. I shouldn't be too put out about him. Ginji's on in that list. Man, we had a lot of folks that we had to leave unprotected. This stinks. Yep, Ginji to the Spirit. At least he gets to retire in nice weather. Ryo Nishimura heads to the Bears. Game he never put together for us, but probably going to be decent. I mean, Kendai Gen is basically him, but better. Vines. Sato. Dragon's latest bust. Inosuke Ogasawara. Corey Vaughn, who was our captain for 2021. Bolts for the Bears. Good to see they got a captain now. Junpei Takahashi finally went. That's going to be an interesting call. Because as a closer, he could dominate. Tachiya Yamasaki will be leaving the Buffaloes and heading to the Bears. Man, Niigata is going to be like half of our team. Hirakata also left exposed and heads to the Spirit. Junta Goto to the Spirit. Good to see that they're going to be able to make use of him. Surprising amount of guys still available. Like, take from Nippon Ham, please. Don't pick on me so darn much. Maybe I should have input a limit on how many players they can pick from one org. Like Yudai Adanishi. Alexis Ramirez leaves. Now they load up on pitchers. Lots of pitchers. So let's take a look at these two new squads. The Niigata Komatsu Bears, otherwise known as Buffalo's North, have familiar faces like Shinya Hirosawa in the leadoff spot, playing second, Ryo Nishimura at left, Kenya Wakatsuki behind the dish, Keita Nakagawa at third, Yusuke Nomura, Yudai Adanishi, and Sachi Yamasaki all in the rotation. They're going to give Makoto Kenma a spot in the bullpen. The Okinawa Kirin Spirit will have Shirakata leading off, playing right. Ginji at third. Okay. Ryo Watanabe at second. Junta Goto in center field. Daiki Tajima leading off their starting rotation. Go to the off-season center. So good news is our player payroll is like worst or lowest of the available of the existing teams. We can go out and sign guys, and the one guy I'm looking at in particular, I want to get Dixon Machado. He had a bit of a down year in the KBO. Okay, maybe not. You know what? That gets a bleep you. I'll send you 3 million. Just so we can have a discussion later. Yoda's on the free agent market. Woo-jun Shim. Not much a better bet than Yota Kyoto. I mean, why bother at that point? Okay, I'm kind of liking Pantoja here. Oh yeah, sorry. $710,000 is not going to be enough to make or break my season or my off-season plans. And having him around as a backup choice. Nothing else. He's a free agent. I can trade him. Mariners. So I put in an offer for Clayton Beater here to take a foreign role on the team. I mean, that's stuff. Ooh. Jung Ho Lee wants to go to MLB. Ooh. I want him. And he's an MVP, so that can meet that goal. I mean, we've got money. Just a matter of exactly how badly do I want to bunge up my budgets. And there's Shota Imanaga. 6 years at 3.6. I'm going to have to wait on making a choice on him. Flyball pitcher with movement. I mean, yes, he's a lefty, but... That's going to be a tough call. I mean, on paper, the Spirit are probably the best team. I've built the best team. I like this arrangement for the bullpen. Hamao Fujimoto is coming up quickly. Love to see it. Between him, Kaino, and Iwazaki, I think we've got a good back end of the pen. Batting-wise, I think we may have to move Nishiura to be more of a defensive role. Really want to see Ryoto Kita get more games in. And I do question putting Maki Yamazaki in over Tongu. Tongu starts. Or start there. Actually, yeah, I like that. We got Kurabayashi, who can basically play anywhere on the diamond. Why? No, Mune does not start at first. I'm sorry. It's Tongu. I don't care that he's your backup catcher. I'll sign another catcher, or we'll bring another up from the minors. My manager frustrates me sometimes. So, we're through arbitration, started free agency. Let's skip ahead to... Oop. Wow, they are really big on Jungho Lee. That could be our left fielder. Or our right fielder, come to think about it. Should I do something crazy? I'm going to wait him out. I want to add him. He's like Masataka Yoshida, but 5 years younger. Yeah, he could play in the majors right now. Exactly how much would that completely blow up my budget? Good question. I mean, finances report. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the established clubs. The Bears are, wow. Bears going super money ball here. I'm also going to be making some manual updates to the Hall of Fame. Japanese one. Yeah, I know. It stinks that Mogi left. He went overseas? He didn't sign with another MPB club? I mean, I could just buy him back. But that feels like cheating. Because as good as he was for us, I don't know where I'd put him right now. Because, I mean, Ota's got third on lock. He doesn't field well enough for short or for second. So, good for that other team, the Vallejo Admirals. Oh, good. His demand's already starting to come down. Looks like whoever wanted my pending offer said no thanks. Did Beater sign with us? Yes, we got Clayton Beater. Awesome. He could join the big club pretty quickly. Right. Let's look for those Hands Crew. Dixon Machado's price range is starting to come down. Good, good. Trevor Story, 10 million. Maeda and Darvish are coming back from North America. We bring back Matsui? 1.8 million isn't terrible. Because, I mean, we've already got Suguru Iwazaki, and he was good last year too, don't get me wrong. See, I never know in free agency whether to be aggressive or whether to hang back and wait and see what happens. I just know that players like Wang Zhou don't come up very often. Oh, Akiyama's ready to come back to the league. Oh, outspoken? Okay, so maybe we don't pick him up? A lot of guys who I otherwise would pick are making me question, though. Kakunaka, maybe I would have taken in a previous life, but remember, my goal was also to boost homers this year. I keep going back to Junko Lee. I mean, if you look at the batting ratings, it's him and Donovan Solano, and man, nobody else comes close. Anderson stinks. Has a meh eye. Then there's Benintendi, who has a bit of a personality issue. Also isn't the best for range. Part of me wants to go for one of these big guys. Oh, so Shogo Nakamura may actually be decent. But do I really want to ruffle the feathers of the team? I mean, our leadership core got drained by that. By that draft. We lost a lot of good soldiers. We lost a lot of good soldiers in that war, man. And who's to say what will happen when actual MLB free agency starts? I still have 2 trades available. Why do I have manual Hall of Fame? Should I have turned that off? There we go. Man, if I was the reason why we didn't have players elected before, I don't know how I feel about that. Still no signings. Ooh, he's going to go to the Phillies and they're going to pay him lots of money. Yikes. Oh, so much for that idea. Right, and now... Oh, right. I must have passed MLB free agency, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Max Kepler's only looking for $5 million. $30 years old, not terrible. A lot of players in the free agency pool. Actually, hold on. Before I forget, I should probably sign another Japanese catcher. Minor league deal. There, just in case we need another defensive catcher. Never hurts to have more. Where did Kyoto go? Ah, he signed in the... He went to the Independent League. Look, among all batters... Yeah, not signing with you again, buddy. You were terrible last year. I'd be willing to go. We only go 4.8 million on Dixon Machado. Trevor Story wants 10 million. Trevor Story is a strikeout happy guy who had to split time last year between two teams. I mean, he's still 2.6 for player. I don't know if his profile plays as well overseas as Dixon's might. And then below 65 range, you're getting into guys similar to those we already have and aren't worth my time. So let's take a look at outfielders then. Bader, don't need a center fielder. Taylor. Tim Anderson does not know how to take a walk. Numbers sloughed off over the last few years. Fun player, not worth it. How much did Benintendi want? 11 million. Sail Garcia. 3.2 million for Avisail. I'm not opposed to picking him up. Scouting report. Hey, it's Adam Eaton who bombed out of our team in 2022. Yeah, fool me twice, buddy. Kaku Naka, who does not field well enough to play on our team. Junwoo Jeon. Decent batter, but at 37 years, probably not worth investing time and money on. We don't have any spark plugs on our team. Mon Laureano, eh? He had a down year last year. He had numbers trending down. Not sure I like that. 4 WAR only 2 seasons ago, though. We'd probably play him in right where that arm will serve us best. Let's tab Laureano. Kepler. And on the infielder side, Stella doesn't appeal to me that much. Heimer Candelario, I don't need a third baseman. Asamura is asking for way too much money. Where did Dixon Machado go? Did he sign already? And he wants $9 million. First free agent signing, Koyo Aoyagi to the Hawks for 3 years at a reasonable sum. Oh, I am not letting the Hawks have Shoga Imanaga. What's the opt-out window? 4 seasons away? Okay. Let's make Season 5 a player option. Go with 3.1 million. I hope that was the right call to make. If nothing else, I can at least bid up. Oh, hey, FJ, that guy. How goes? If nothing else, at least I can bid up SoftBank and make them hurt in the pocketbook a little more. Otherwise, all the guys on the free agency market for locals seem kind of eh. Atsui to the Twins. Good for him. Okay, so it looks like things are starting to move and shake out there. Still not willing to give Hideto Asamura the money he is asking for. Still gonna shortlist Junko Lee because if he gets bailed on, I want to be first in line to pick him up. Any bargains out there? I mean, who needs Seth McGarry when you got Julian Fernandez? Hey! 83-79 winning the AL East. That's very 2006-2005 NL Cardinal or a St. Louis Cardinals of you. But this is not that big of a bad of a deal. See if he'll take 550. Worst comes to worst, we add another fireballer arm to our bullpen. Meanwhile, I gotta choose between Kepler and Ramon Laureano. Kepler as a lefty bat probably fits better. Doesn't have the cannon arm that Laureano does, but may not need it. Next season looks like it's going to be a big one on the free agency market. Imanaga likes our deal. Adding Shota for 5 years might be going to be pricey, but I feel like the starting rotation does need like one more really good arm, and because otherwise we're a bunch of like 20-year-olds. Imanaga would definitely be that. Look at the trading block and see who people are posting. Pending free agents. SoftBank wants to give up Carter Stewart. They're willing to take just about anything for him. Wow, there is like nobody available for trade right now. Yeah, good for the Cleveland baseball team, FJ, that guy. Sorry to hear you've been struggling a bit against those folks. Any idea who that Japanese reliever name is? If it's Yasuaki Yamasaki, I can totally believe it. So, if we shop Fukuda and one of the guys on our trading block like Oshita, piss off Fukuda in a big way here. Eat salary. Let's see who we got. That's it? Guess no one wants Shuhei. Remember, I still have 2 trades at this point in the season. Eagles are offering some expiring free agents. Flyballer, Dream Flyball, and I already had him once. And he's a shutdown as often as he's a meltdown guy, so you know what, let's lease these 2 guys. Good to see that the Hawks finally were able to get a good season out of Shu Masuda. I tried him many times in my sim as the Shizuoka Arrows. No dice. So at this point, I'm just looking around for guys to trade. Sachiko Kawamura. That sounds like a fictional guy. I know that Out of the Park will generate fake Japanese folks, even if you have NPB in your league. Yeah, that player does not exist in real life. I'm going to look around. I'm going to see what my options are for adding some guys. I'm going to do so off stream. Because it's coming. It is 5 o'clock now. This is about when I said I would wrap up, and Lord knows searching for trades can take a while. So we'll see if our free agents come in. I now have regrets about issuing Shota Imanaga that kind of money. He's a flyball pit. You know what? I hate to do this. I'm gun shy. Even after like 5 years, and he's a flyball pitcher. If he was a ground baller, different matter. But yeah. Said no. Imanaga. I'm going to do some introspection and decide how I want this to play out off stream. Thank you for tagging along and hanging out on a Saturday afternoon. Be sure to follow, leave a and let me know how things are going. I will find a YouTube home for these videos on demand at some point, but that will come with time. Till next time, Firage, take us out.